I want to thank everybody in the audience, the candidates, and the respondents for agreeing to participate in this discussion on land use. Some posit that it's going to be the determining issue in the mayoral election. And one of the things that I want to begin with is the future for Houston as a leading global city will also be as a model of new urban diversity. Stephen Kleinberg, a colleague of mine who teaches at Rice University, is a sociologist and, as you well know, the director of the Houston Area Survey, has stated that the city is expected to grow by 1 million people in the next 5 years. How we live and how we work will be the fundamental questions that will frame the land use discussion and policy for decades to come. The answers will necessitate innovative thinking and planning for the new in combination with retrofitting the existing. This will be the elemental strategy for future growth and the development of global cities. Houston is poised to be emblematic in America and globally for its establishment of vanguard standards in its social, economic, and political systems while still retaining its civic consciousness, the greater good for the greater all. With a land area of over 590 square miles and a population of over 2.2 million people, Houston's diversity is reflected not only in the racial and cultural makeup of the inhabitants, but also in its philosophy and traditions towards business and the built environment. I would like to thank everyone again for being here. As I said, the candidates and the respondents and the presenters, Houston It's Worth It, Innovation Territories, the Rice Building Institute, and the Contemporary Arts Museum, as well as you, the voters and audience members. I will now just give a brief description of the proceedings for the evening and then make the formal introductions for everyone. So, tonight's proceedings, there will be 5 questions that will be posed to the candidates pertaining to land use in the following areas: legislation and policy, transportation, education, growth and incentives, and the future as renewable energy. The inquiries have been conceived in collaboration with local experts and the general public. The question on education is a bit of a carpetbagger, but that's from the noted urban theorist and Harvard Law professor, Gerald Frude. Following the 2-minute responses by the candidates, the respondents, who are also seated at the table, and all experts in their respective fields will take 4 minutes to provide comments or raise further questions to the candidates. Following this, there will be a 15-minute question and answer period with the audience. And if you have questions, if you would please write them on a card and deliver them to the back. Somebody at the camp staff will be able to help you with that. There's a woman that's raising her hand right over by the desk. And those will just be given the amount of time that we have left to go through. So I first would like to introduce the respondents for this evening, beginning with Jordan Vergé, who's the co-founder and the senior vice president of business development for Standard Renewable Energy; Robin Holzer, who's the chair of the Citizens Transportation Coalition; Jenny Hune, who's an attorney, legal counsel at Weingarten Realty Investors; Janet Coles, the urban economist at the University of Houston; Hugh Rice Kelly, an attorney; Esmera Tekle-Johnson, an assistant professor at the Thurgood Marshall School of Law at Texas Southern University; and then Reed Wilson, who's from the Urban Land Institute, is the chair. Now, to introduce the candidates, and this is actually the order in which they will be responding to the questions for the first 4 questions. We will then change the order for the 5th question. And I'd like to begin. Peter Brown, who is the at-large Houston City Councilman. Roy Morales will go next. He's the Harris County trustee for the Department of Education. Annise Parker, Houston City Controller, Jean Locke, partner at Anders Kurth, LLP, and then TJ Huntley, a businessman.